Hello everyone, welcome to Kevin Fizza. This is Razan. This is our daily sports show. We talk about all kinds of sports here. Let's start with F1. So the qualification is done. Norris got the first grid. Max is second. Intense competition tomorrow. Vormates tomorrow morning, and Piastri got five. Um, I think it's very difficult for him to catch up, especially Norris be his teammate. I don't know. At some points when PS3 was top, there were a bit controversy that the team is favoriting Norris. I don't want to go deep into it because I don't have much more info about it. Hamilton got the 20th grade. The thing about is that last game they also had problems. It seems very disappointing end of the season for Hamilton and Ferrari. They're they just want to finish, I think, the season and rethink what's going on. But it was a very disappointing season for them. Um, and yeah, um, we should see. Last game was quite bad for Hamilton, and this doesn't seem any better. Um, they got some good points in this season in total, but yeah, some very bad positions as well. Let's go to chess. Both games were draw, so let's talk about them today. Today is the second game, and of course, it um, shows who's going to the final, I think, and interesting to watch. Let's go to NBA. Cavaliers defeated Pacers. Pacers not doing very well, as we talk about. Nets defeated Celtics, which is weird. Nets normally like to lose. They change behavior. Though Celtics were doing better in the last few games, but had another loss. Raptors won against Wizard. Wizard doing the normal thing. Raptors also they're in a very good position. Raptors with 6 wins in a row and second of the Eastern, yeah, uh, conference. And Heat defeated Bulls 143 to 107, which is quite weird for it to score that much. And of course, none of the players had more than 20 points, which is yeah, it's very interesting team hit this season. Mavericks defeated Pelicans. They're not the most tough opponents against each other. It was 118 to 115. But Mavericks had a win. I don't know about their position. It's I think yeah, they're 12. They're in Western Conference. A little bit better than before, but still, yeah, not enough. Suns defeated Timberwolves. Timberwolves are not as good as last few seasons, though they're not still in a trouble situation. Nuggets defeated Rockets. Very interesting game. Both games on good forms. It was very good. I think the best game of the night, and 112 to 109. Yeah, and the Shepard, of course, and Jokic were having the most points, if I'm not wrong. Uh, Thunder against Jazz. Thunder another win. They're doing just brilliantly. SGA got the most point in that game. Trailblazers against Warriors. Trailblazers won 127 to 123. Steph Curry got the most points, but um, Steph Curry got the most points, but they lost. So Butler and Harry was very in the game, even though they missed the last match, but they were in this game. Yeah, that's about it. Warriors are still, you know, you don't know what's their situation. They're good one games and the other you're not very happy with them, but they're close. even in their losses, they're not that far behind. Yeah, let's go to football. There were some games last night. Valencia defeated Levante in La Liga. Hoffenheim and Mainz 1-1. But the most interesting game for me was Marseille against Nice in League One. I watched the first half and then I went to sleep because it was very late. But Marseille won 5-1. The first half was 2-0 to Marseille. Last night in total, Greenwood scored twice. Aubameyang scored one goal. In the first half, it was one goal from Aubameyang. It was what I like to call a free ball in the box, and you just shoot it in. And of course, Greenwood scored a goal that was on deflection. What I can say about the game, the way I watched it, Nice had good opportunities actually, and considering dynamic and the momentum, Nice had better opportunities after they received and conceded one goal, but they just couldn't finish. They just couldn't just score the goal, make it done, and Marseille was using the opportunities much better. So let's go to the games to watch today. Don't forget about the chess semifinals if you're interested, or F1 if it becomes today for you if you're watching now, but for me it's tomorrow morning. And NBA of course, but let's go to football. In Premier League, City against Newcastle. City of course doing pretty good, in insanely good form, and Holland as well. Newcastle actually, I think they're 14th in the league. Not very good in the league, but they did better in the Champions League. 3 wins, 1 losses in 4 games. So Newcastle actually on a good and bad form at the same time. So interesting game. They're good opponent nonetheless. Forest against Liverpool. Forest is out of the losing streak and the problem a little bit with Daesh. Liverpool in 8th place, and their form still didn't improve, especially the 3-0 against City kind of made the fans disappointed as well again, when they thought they're out of the bad days after defeating Real Madrid. And also they have some injuries. Bradley is injured. Another player was injured. I forgot if I'm gonna be honest. Who was it that was also injured? Not Bradley was injured. Supposedly has to go to the right. I remember that. I know, but one more player they had. Wirtz is injured, but very slight injury. Just this game he will lose. So that's about that. Chelsea against Burnley also playing. There are more games, of course, but these were maybe more interesting ones that I'm talking about. Chelsea against Burnley. Chelsea being third, and despite some bad steps and bad games they had, they are still in the third place, and they can improve their situation or maintain it at least in Bundesliga. The most important game is Dortmund against Stuttgart, the third and the fourth thing. Don't forget that Leipzig had lost. Bayern and Dortmund had a draw last week, so kinda in the top of the league. The 3 teams kinda lost points. Not kinda, they lost points and kinda made the competition more dense and interesting. Bayern also has a game against Freiburg. Not much to talk about it. I think it will be an easy win for Bayern. Though everyone is tired of international games, so there can be some challenges. Liverpool is going against Wolfsburg, another interesting game. Of course, there are more games. In La Liga, Barca is going against Bilbao. Barca decreased some differences with Real Madrid last week of the club games, and now let's say if they can maintain it or reduce it even more against Bilbao. Bilbao they're doing some games, they're doing so good, and you're just like, oh, it's the old Bilbao of last season. Back in the other games, they're just not it. So I don't know which one we will see today. We are all at the third place, very comfortable against Mallorca. They're doing pretty well. Uh, they have some good stats, some good defending, and yeah, let's see. Hopefully they can keep it up because it makes La Liga more interesting. But I don't know if they will be only the third place competitor with Atletico Madrid or they do better. Um, PSG has a game today, Monaco has a game today, but the most interesting game of League One is Lens against Strasbourg, the third and the fourth. Both of them, not the teams you normally see on that top, but they're doing pretty great this season. Let's go to Serie A. Juve at the sixth place after all these bad games, but there are a lot of losing points on the top. So Juve is sixth against Fiorentina that didn't have a win this whole season, and they're quite at the bottom. And Napoli at fourth. In the last two matches, they didn't have a win. They had a draw and a loss. They now at fourth. Inter took their place in the first place, top of the league, and they're playing against Atalanta in 6 games in a row in Serie A. They didn't have a win, Atalanta. Though the last Champions League game, or it was EuroLeague, but against Marseille, it was Champions League. They won. So also Japanese league, Japanese cup, like Japan domestic cup final is happening as we're recording this video. Kobe Bissell is 2-0 down. We should see what will happen at the end. There are more games in Belgium, in Eredivisie, in Scotland, in all around the world games, and hopefully you enjoy watching them, and I try to watch as many as I can and talk about them tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow we have NFL and lots of other games as well, and yeah, very exciting weekend. As I said, we have F1. For me, it's tomorrow, and yeah, it's fantastic weekend after a long time of not interesting days to watch sports. Nonetheless, please don't forget to subscribe, like, write a comment, and hopefully I see you tomorrow and we talk much more about sports. Have a good day. Bye.